for tuning in with me today. So one thing I'm going to go over with y'all is processional. So I know that word, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I already know what that means. I've got my processional order down. And then sometimes y'all look at me and you're like, what's processional again? So your processional is the order of the people who are walking to the ceremony. So your guests are already outside, they're already sitting down. This is like your family, your officiant, you, the groom, everyone who's walking in that is called a processional. So one thing that your DJ, whenever your date gets closer, is going to go over with you is your songs for the processional. Let me give you a little tip right now. Make sure that you do a song for like family, a separate song for the wedding party, and then the bride, you need your very own song. Do not walk down the aisle to the same song as the other people. The bride should have her very own song. You don't have to do the typical wedding march song. Sometimes people do it. It's a very traditional thing to do. But a lot of times people are doing now like Ed Sheeran's Perfect or the Twilight song, things like that to be a little bit different. Those are always really pretty as well. But the bride, just make sure that you do have your own different song that you're walking down to. And your DJ can help you out with recommendations if you need help with that. Or Pinterest, if you type in processional music, it'll come up with a whole bunch of different ideas. That's how I picked mine. So Pinterest will help you out with that. And then your processional order. So everyone is gonna be different. There is no way that like, this is the order that you walk in and this is how it has to be. It's not like that anymore. Your processional order is gonna be different for everybody. The one thing that I would say is if your officiant is making an announcement, so like say that you want him to get up there and tell everyone to put away cell phones, make sure that you have your officiant walk first, give that announcement, and then the other people come down the aisle. It looks a little bit funny and it kind of interrupts the flow of things. If you have your officiant come in like the middle and then stop everything, give an announcement, and then play the music again. So make sure that he's going first if he's giving an announcement. Another thing I want to mention is that your family, so make sure that when they're walking down, they know which side they're going to. A lot of times people walk down and if they weren't at the rehearsal, they don't know where they're walking to. So just reiterating to your family, the groom side when you walk down sits on the right, the bride side walks down, sits on the left. So just making sure everyone knows which side they're going to. The rest of the audience, you don't have to do like whatever side. You can do the whole cute little sign like pick a seat, not a side. You're loved by both the groom and bride. That's always a cute thing to do, but your family should sit on those sides for you. The traditional order that I'll just tell you really quick in case you want to know would be for your officiant to go first, then any grandparents. So if your grandparents are able to walk down the aisle, that's great. I would have them go. But if they're not able to walk down the aisle, you can always have them preceded before this starts, which a lot of times needs to happen. And then after grandparents would be the parents of the groom, and then parents of the bride, unless the bride's dad is walking her down. Then it's the bride's mom walking with like a brother, a sibling, an uncle, anything like that. Or even just a family friend. And then it would be the groom and then the wedding party. So if you're having your wedding party walk separately, then it would be the groom with all his groomsmen clothes, or you can have your wedding party walk in pairs, in which case it would be the groom and then the pairs. And then after them is gonna be the ring bearer and then the flower girl. And then last but not least is our bride with whoever is walking you down the aisle. So whether it be a dad, a mom, an uncle, a family friend, a brother, a son, whoever that is, definitely make sure they know ahead of time. I have had a couple of girls think that it would be a cute surprise to tell whoever's walking them down the aisle on the day of the wedding, hey, surprise, you're walking me down the aisle. And it is really cute and I get the sentiment and it's very sweet, but it can cause people to be too emotional and then it kind of causes a little bit of chaos. So make sure whoever you want to walk you down the aisle, you need to have that conversation ahead of time. You can still present it in like a really nice gift idea way, but I would definitely make sure they know way ahead of time. And then for your rehearsal, try to have as many people who are in the processional at the rehearsal as possible. If they can't make it, it is so not a big deal. Don't freak out about it. Don't stress about it. It's not a big deal, but it is helpful if we can have the majority of the people there, just so that way we can practice everything through a couple of times. Everyone knows where they're walking to. I do like to go over tips with people if I'm coordinating your wedding, such as like guys putting left hand over right wrist, girls making sure their bouquets are on their belly button, just little tips like that. Bridal party, everyone always having chest facing the bride. So when you're walking down the aisle, their chest is to you. When you get to the front, their chest turns in. So chest always to the bride. Little tips and things like that your coordinator is going to go over at the rehearsal. So that is always important to try and have everyone be at that as well. So these are just some processional tips. You don't have to do them. They're just things that I wanted to bring up so you can start thinking about it. The processional is something that if we're coordinating for you, we want to know, so that way we can go over who is standing where and what order everyone is walking in. So be sure that you're thinking about your processional order, I'd say at least 2 to 3 months before the wedding, getting that really nailed down. So everyone can also make arrangements for the rehearsal if they're in that processional as well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video helped you out. If it did, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know I'm doing a good job and that y'all like these videos. And I will see you all next week. Bye.